Welcome to Safety Shorts. This topic will briefly cover the concept of risk. Let's get started. Let me give you the definition of risk again to refresh your memory. For any given set of circumstances, again, remember your situation may be very unique. Okay, risk is frequency that the hazard might occur times the severity of that hazard when it does occur, when it changes into an accident for those. This for us is a most useful concept because we can attack both frequency and severity one at a time or both together for those to improve our particular safety situation. So our approach, if you can reduce frequency, severity, or both, we reduce risk and increase safety. And here's a note. As risk decreases, then safety should increase. We say, what do you mean it should? Well, one concept that is often overlooked in safety systems is luck. All right. Now remember, we try and develop controls and so on to overcome both risk and luck with those. A poorly designed system or solution might work successfully for a time, which provides a false sense of safety. In other words, well, it worked yesterday, but again, it may have just been lucky that somebody did not get injured yesterday. Or a well-designed system or solution might fail, perhaps causing a good solution to be rejected by the company with those. So again, we've got probability and we've got luck that we've got to take care of when we design our solutions, because we could keep a poorly designed system and create difficulties in the future, or we could get rid of a well-designed system and again cause difficulties in the future. I've found this on the internet. I've got the location here for you, but I'm looking at the combinations of probability and impact or severity. All right, impact, we call it severity, consequences, and so on. But we have a situation where we have high probability that there's going to be the hazard's going to be encountered. All right, very wide, you can't jump over it. But when you land it, it's a very small distance, and so it's going to be very low impact. The next situation is low probability that we're going to encounter the hazard, and when we do, there's going to be low impact or low severity with that, again, for this. The next situation is we have low probability. We can do something, low probability of encountering the hazard, but when we do encounter the hazard, there's a high probability of damage or injury. The last combination is we have a high probability of encountering the hazard, and when we do, there's going to be a high impact or high severity that's involved with these. So these are the four combinations that we can have when we deal with the concept of risk. And again, when we do this, remember, a well-designed and implemented controls are going to help us move between these probability and severity combinations. All right, so we first got to figure out where in terms of risk are we in a particular job, a particular task, a particular assembly line, whatever the case may be. Where do we fall right now? Then we can implement some controls which will help us move it to one of these better categories. Low probability, low impact would be great, wouldn't it? There's very little chance of us encountering the hazard, and when we do, it's going to be low impact. Again, think back to the example of I'm working on a chop saw and I could either cut off my hand or I could get splinters in my fingers. All right? I'd rather have no splinters and no cut off hand. But if when I do encounter it, I'd like to have low impact. I'd like to have it be the splinters in those. So again, this is a very useful visualization for us as we develop our controls to move us between the categories of probability and severity, risk for our company. Again, remember, every company is going to be unique in terms of the probabilities, the hazards that you encounter, and so on, and even the solutions that we have to come up with. I hope you found this brief introduction informative. Please take the opportunity to review other topics in our series.